On today's episode of WatchJRGo, I got scammed, and a lot of you guys probably did too. What is going on, guys? I am WatchJRGo, and today, like I said, a quick story of me getting scammed, and I can't wait to tell it to you, but first I gotta tell you the first thing that happened this morning. I ran to pick up some food for breakfast, and I saw a girl sitting there on the side of the road. And she had like an old Envoy, you know, like the Vertego 4200, Denali, or SLT Envoy, so the GMC one, right? And it was on the side of the road with a bottle of oil on the ground, and I was like, well, maybe she needs help with something. Who knows what's going on? But I went ahead and got my food, and then on the way back, she was still there. So I pulled in, and I had to do a U-turn, pull into this parking lot where she's the only person there. That's why it looked like she was like in trouble. And I was like, hey, you need help? And she was like, yeah, I was trying to put oil in my car, or her family's car that they let her borrow, and she dropped the oil cap and it was gone. So I hunted around for a minute, and I was like, this oil fill cap must have fallen in the fan. If you guys have ever seen those fans, they have a round ring around the fan blades, and of course on the decreasing side it was parked on a hill, so the cap would have gone into the blades and then rolled to the part where there was no chance of you getting it. So I jumped in there, tried to help her out for a minute, had no luck. Some more people showed up to help her, and I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna go get tools and I'll be back in a minute. So I came back over here, picked up my Snap-on inspection camera and the grabber tool, the little remote grabber tool, and headed back over there, and they still hadn't made any progress on it. So we shoved the camera down in there, found the cap. It was, of course, the bottom of the radiator shroud, and there was just no way in because the fan blades were angled the wrong way for your hand to go in there. You just couldn't reach it. So I shoved the grabber tool down in there, and with the camera and the grabber tool, we did some surgery. And it still took a long time. It still took like 10 more minutes to get that cap out of there, but fished it out and got her back on the way. So that was the fun adventure this morning. But the adventure we're here to talk about, the scam, was actually like 3 months ago. So many of you guys remember, about 3 months ago, we started the WatchJRMow channel, where we're going to be, you know, mowing all of these houses where people need help or their yards are extremely overgrown. And you know, it's just kind of, it's more like satisfying. People love to watch the transformation. It's fun to do, you know. I enjoy doing that stuff. I love mowing the yard here, taking care of all that. And when the yard is like out of control, it's kind of fun. It's 50-50, right? Because you're mowing it like 3+ times to get it done, but after they're transformed, the results are very rewarding. So it's a lot of fun to go help people out with that. And when we started it, I made shirts. And I designed all these shirts that were super cool, or at least drew. Some of them I designed myself, some of them I just drew and then sent off to my friend Danny, who did the designs, sent them back, and I thought we had made some really cool shirts. So I went with a vendor that I used about 4 or 5 years ago. In fact, the vendor that made this shirt right here. And you guys know, you can't actually buy this one anymore, even though I always say you can go to the website and get it. This design is one of Teespring's designs. So Teespring now is called like spring.com, and they have a new owner. Like a whole lot of stuff has transpired since I used them. But previously, they were incredible. They have plugins for YouTube and Twitch and everything there is. And you know, I transitioned away from them for this channel and onto bunker branding a long time ago, just because bunker branding's quality is unbelievable. All of the shirts from bunker branding are screen printed, and they make like batches of them and keep them in stock, and they print on the best shirts like Bella Canvas and Next Level. So I'm a big fan of them, and if you're buying WatchJRGo merch, it's coming from bunker branding. So just to be clear, we're not talking about them. We are talking about Teespring, who I use to print this. And weirdly, like this shirt's been worn 500 times. Like you guys have seen it in a lot of videos. So it has years of wear and 500 washes on it probably, right? And it's still doing great. So I love Teespring because it's so easy. You upload your design and it's print on demand. So you don't have to do anything else after that. You just basically build a quick little online store with the designs you want to sell, and everybody can jump in there and buy them. And they make it very easy to do like hoodies, hats, and other additional things that are a lot harder to do with traditional clothing providers or printers. So I jumped right in and I put all the shirts for sale on there, and I was like, this is gonna be great. As soon as I posted the designs, I ordered 4 of them for Eric and I could not wait for them to show up like 5 days later. Guess what? They didn't show up. And I went ahead and listed those shirts for sale on the YouTube channel, on WatchJRMow, of course, and also, you know, posted the links everywhere so that everybody could jump in and buy the merch, because I think it's very cool merch. You know, I'm in love with the designs, like cool lawn care designs that's relatable to everybody. You know, even if you're not into cars or engines, like lawn care is pretty universal, right? So I was pumped about these designs. I was very pumped for our shirts, and a bunch of other people were too. They jumped on there and ordered some merch, and none of it has shown up for anybody that I know of. This has been 3 months plus, maybe 3 months plus, and our shirts are not here. They were ordered within the first like 5 minutes. And I've had a couple other people reach out and ask what's going on with those. So I'm making this video just to let everybody know. I think we all got scammed. I didn't see it coming. Apparently, you know, after people started asking me, I jumped on like Reddit, Trustpilot, started like looking through all these threads, and every single thread says they're just taking people's money and then setting the order to in production, because once it's in production, they won't give you a refund, and no one is ever getting any of their merch. So maybe they will eventually, but they didn't give us a time frame, right? It only made sense that they would be there in like a week, 5 days, like a normal turnaround time for anybody to print shirts. And honestly, I just don't think they're ever coming at this point. So I'm making this video to like let everybody know who did order WatchJRMow merch, what happened. Yes, I can see the analytics, like we can see who ordered stuff. So if you did order WatchJRMow merch and you don't want to wait for it, and I fully understand if you don't want to wait for it, I kind of gave up because it looks like there's no way to get a refund from them. Shoot me an email and I will refund your money. No problem at all. I'll make sure that they don't screw you guys. Who knows if what'll happen in the end? Like maybe the stuff will show up, and I'm still kind of holding out hope, but I think it's about time to do a chargeback on the old card. And don't worry, as soon as I saw this was happening, I took all of those listings down. You can't buy any of them. The whole shop is basically down now. If you go to the WatchJRMow website and go to the Teespring store, I think it just redirects there automatically. There's nothing listed. So no one else has fallen in this trap. I don't know what's going on with them. All I know is that I read a lot of reviews and it kind of looks like stuff's not getting shipped. So that's the story of how I got scammed. A bunch of you guys probably got scammed, and I'm here to make it right. And also, we're gonna figure out a new printer for all of that. Like WatchJRMow had some hiccups, some things we had to figure out. There's one more video we actually have to make, like a big update about that before we can get back to mowing. So we have some equipment problems, we got some merch problems, just a whole lot of stuff. So the moral of the story is don't take people's money and then try to lock it up so they can't get returns. And the other moral of the story is if you're a creator and you're starting a merch shop, please consider other options. There are a lot of options out there. I use them because I was familiar with them and we had great luck with them in the past. And honestly, I think everybody that has one of the shirts from the Teespring days 4 or 5 years ago, it's been a long time. I'm sure they're still out there rocking them, and I'm sure they still look pretty good. I mean, this one, it doesn't look like the day was new, right? I mean, it's a print and it's been washed a lot, but it's still holding up great, heathered gray. I actually love this shirt, still soft. I was excited for the new ones, and they let me down. And I don't want them letting you guys down, so like I said, we'll take care of it. And on another note, the shop cleanup continues. If you guys look in the background, I just sold the scissor lift. I of course bought that scissor lift when we bought the big building, and it was a 26-foot scissor lift. The ceilings in that building were like 26 foot. I was working at like almost full height all the time. So it was kind of a must to have a gigantic scissor lift, but for the last year, you know, it's just been sitting there without moving even one time behind me. And of course, Weston Champlin had it for like 6 months. They needed it to work on their building, and it was like while I was transitioning over to here, I was like, bro, take it. So Weston got to use it for his building, I got to use it for my building, and today we let it go. And we pulled it with the old Hoovy 313,000 mile Raptor, And I gotta tell you guys, a scissor lift on a steel tilt trailer is a lot for a Raptor. Raptors have a little bit of a smaller towing capacity than the stock trucks, of course. They've got that nice soft suspension to help them ride nice and jump and hit whoops and all that fun stuff. It did the job. It was a long night. It honestly took the last like 4 hours to go deliver the scissor lift, but it's gone. As you guys can see, there are walls behind me instead of scissor lifts behind me. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Hopefully this helps some people out. Hopefully it explains what's going on with that merch, because I don't know, like that. This is everything I know about it. I've done everything I can to take care of it, and I'll take care of anybody that was affected. Like I said, shoot me an email, and you're probably gonna need PayPal, because I'm just gonna PayPal you. PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, whatever you have, I'll get you taken care of. That is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to head on over to shop WatchJRGo.com for cool shirts like this, not like this one exactly, but ones that will actually ship. Crazy, right? And please like, share, subscribe, do whatever you want to do, and I will talk to you next time. 2 more quick updates. I started making this video. Everybody wants to know what's going on with the Camaro. I don't want to just give it away yet, but we started making this video. It's gonna be a long video, unfortunately, so it's coming very soon. And it's also on the wait list behind the Porsche, and all the parts for the Porsche should be in town tomorrow. So we're gonna go pick all this stuff up, get all the maintenance done, you know, oil change, spark plugs, coils, air oil separate, like I bought it all. And we're doing all the maintenance on this car to make sure it's ready for our road trip. So those are the updates on the projects in the garage. The Mercedes, people have been asking about it. Maybe it'll be back in here tomorrow, because I don't know if these will come in time to get that done. So maybe Mercedes update tomorrow. We got a lot of updates coming. But all I can tell you is there's a whole lot of room in the garage once you take that giant scissor lift out of here. Look at that. You might not even have to 3-point turn anymore to get a car off the lift. Whoo! I'm excited. Final update. I'm selling the Vertego, guys. I fell one time on this thing. I was pogo sticking in here, and the foot, like, I don't know, I was like too sideways, and it grips like really well. But I think I was just a hair too sideways on it, and it slipped, and I fell like from the sky onto all 4s. And it's I'm getting too old for that. I'm getting too old for those big falls, so the Vertego's for sale. If you're in Wichita, it'd be like $100 to ship that thing. It's super fun though.